everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Upcycled Adulting, where I am here to help you upcycle your real life into your best life by learning to overcome obstacles, growing to accomplish your goals, and creating healthy habits. Today, we're going to be talking about positive stress. Now, for the next couple months, I am going to be focusing exclusively on managing stress and decreasing overwhelm. So if you are stressed or overwhelmed, you want to be here for this. So don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a single thing. But today we're talking about the good kind of stress, and that's called positive stress. This is when great things happen in your life. Things like having that baby you were planning for, getting that promotion you've been wanting, finally getting into the house you've been dreaming of. These are really amazing positive things that are going on in your life, but they also create stress. Our brains are hardwired against change. And that means that any kind of change, even the good kind of change, is going to create stress and a stress response in your body. But what we really want to do is enjoy this very positive thing that's happening in our lives. So I'm going to walk through exactly how to do that, because let's face it, this is the good stress. We don't get to have this all the time, and we should be able to enjoy every single moment of it. Let's get started talking about how to embrace positive stress. Number one is that we're going to create boundaries. Now, I think we all have somebody in our lives who we know is not going to be supportive or encouraging, who's not going to cheer for us and be excited, who's going to maybe be envious, jealous, frustrated. Those are not the people that we want to go to so that they can poo-poo our positive stress. What we really want is to talk to the people that we know are going to be so happy for us, are going to cheer us on, are going to be excited for us, and are not going to rain on our parade. So we want to create some boundaries about who we share this with. And listen, I know that there may be people in your life, because I have this in mind too, that you would love to share it with. People that you're related to, people that you've been friends with for a really long time, but you're not so sure that they are going to be able to celebrate that positive thing in your life wholeheartedly. And I want you to know that you don't need to feel guilty about not having them be your first line of people you tell. I think that this can be particularly complicated when we get engaged, get a promotion, find out we're pregnant, things like that. And there are certain people that you feel like you're supposed to tell first. I am here to tell you that if you are not certain that those people are going to cheer you on and be excited and share in your joy, that it is okay to not have those be the first people you tell. It's okay to tell the people that you know are going to hype you up in this moment. It's all right if you wait to tell your mom or your sister or other people in your life that you are just not quite sure are going to be in that celebratory place with you. Create some boundaries about who gets to know. Not everyone gets to know your good news, and no one else can dictate who you have to tell or when you have to tell them. So be mindful of that and thoughtful of who you share this amazing news with. Number two is keep a list. When anything changes in our lives, we're very likely to have a million thoughts about things we need to do or things that need to happen, or even things we might be worried about as an outcome of this. I remember when I was pregnant with my first child, I was so incredibly excited, but I was also so incredibly terrified. I was afraid I wouldn't know how to take care of certain things. I had no idea what I needed for the new baby, things like that. And I really, really struggled with a lot of those thoughts. Rather than letting those thoughts fester or letting those thoughts become distractions in this very positive and joyful moment, write them down. You don't have to keep what you're writing. I like to do two things. One is a brain dump, which is like a journal entry where I just kind of get out all of the thoughts and feelings and concerns I have about what's happening. And I do that pretty regularly in life, actually. It's part of my bedtime routine. And then the second thing I like to do is just keep a running list. That way I'm not trying to remember all the things that I need to do to follow up on whatever this great new thing is. Because let's face it, we will have a million little things pop into our brains when we are going down a new path in our lives, whatever that path may be. The third thing is to be present. Keeping a list will actually help you stay in the moment and be present and enjoy the experience that you're having right now. Rather than getting really far ahead of yourself and hyperfixating on what might happen 6 months from now, 9 months from now, a year or 2 years from now, it's really important that we stay present in this moment. A lot of times when we have big events in our lives, we think so much about what it's going to be like in the future, and we plan so much for what needs to happen that we forget to simply enjoy the moment that we're in, where we're on the cusp of greatness, of great things happening. So we start thinking about the next promotion when we get promoted. We start thinking about what we're going to do when the baby is born while we're pregnant. We start thinking about what that wedding is going to look like when we get engaged, instead of taking a moment to just really enjoy being newly engaged. Just enjoy and deal with whatever's happening with you in your pregnancy. Enjoy having just gotten that promotion and celebrating that. It's really important that we stay in a space of enjoying and experiencing the present moment. It's the only one that's guaranteed. And honestly, doing that will help you to feel more empowered and be more resilient if monkey wrenches get thrown into the plan down the road. Remember, you still have the list. You can still jot things down, and you can live in this moment and fully enjoy it. Number 4 is to celebrate. Whether you have a private celebration or a big celebration, whether your idea of a celebration is just sharing your news and letting people congratulate you and show up for you, it's really important that we take the time to pause and to celebrate, to think about how much we've accomplished and to be proud of ourselves. I feel like we tend to work so hard to get to that accomplishment, and then we start thinking about the next one and we start fixating on what needs to happen, and we forget to celebrate ourselves, or we downplay the accomplishment we've had and we say, well, I should have gotten that promotion sooner, or I should have done this sooner. And it's so important for us to really sit in that moment and take the time to be proud of ourselves. It increases our dopamine level, it improves our mood, and it makes it far more likely that we're going to be able to accomplish the next goal, the next goal, the next goal, right? And that matters so much. Number 5, and this can be a really hard one, I know I myself have struggled with this, is to maintain an abundance mentality. I grew up in a family where whenever something good would happen, it was always like, when's the other shoe going to drop? What bad thing is coming? We can't have only good things. So if something good happens, something bad must be right behind it. And I think a lot of us grew up like that. And if it's not like that, it's the flip side of this, also in my own family, which is that you have too many good things, as if you're taking good things from other people. It's really important to recognize that there is enough. You are not stealing from somebody else. You are not taking from somebody else's joy. You having this good thing in your life is not depriving someone else. And there are more than enough good things. Other people can experience good things. You can experience good things. You can experience a whole bunch of good things. Having something great in one area of your life doesn't mean that you can't have great things in other areas of your life. It doesn't mean that the people around you can't also have great things in their lives. Maintain an abundance mentality. Anytime that you're slipping into thoughts about the other shoe dropping, or you're feeling guilty, like you've taken more than your share, it can be really helpful to do some brain dumping. It can be really helpful to do some self-reflecting. And if this is something that you're consistently burdened with, it can be very beneficial to start therapy, because you need to have the opportunity to enjoy the good stuff in your life without feelings of guilt or shame. That's so important. There's enough going around in life to be stressed about and to not enjoy and to struggle with and to even suffer with sometimes. And making that part of your positive stress is going to reduce your ability to cope with challenges in your future. It's going to reduce your resilience going forward. We need to be able to maintain an abundance mentality so that we can fill ourselves up in these positive stress moments rather than depleting ourselves here and then going into the next challenge feeling tapped and unable to rise to the occasion. Number 6 is get support. Almost every positive stressor comes with a list of things to do. If you just got your dream house, you still have to pack and move. If you're about to have a baby, you still have a lot of things to do. If you just got a promotion at work, there's a lot that has to happen to prepare for that promotion. So look for a mentor, for example, in the work situation. Enlist the people closest to you to join you in getting some of the tasks done that need to be done in preparation through this positive stress. Understand that positive stress still is stress. You still need time for self-care. You still need time for reflection. You still need support. I understand that it's a good thing, and I understand that it might feel silly to look for support in a positive time in your life, but most people genuinely enjoy being present and sharing in your joy. And a lot of times it's easier to ask people to show up for you when things are going really, really well than it is to ask them to show up for you when you're really struggling. So this can be a great opportunity to bridge the gap if you're a person who struggles to ask for help. Allowing other people to show up for you in not only your challenging times, but also your good times is a great way to deepen and strengthen your relationships. So ask for support, reach out to people who can show up for you and be on your team as you go through this transition in your life. And number 7, last but not least, is lean in. Enjoy this moment. Use this positive stressor to help you create new affirmations, to remind you of how incredibly capable you are, to remind you that good things do happen. Lean into this experience and enjoy it. Don't shame yourself if you're struggling or feeling stressed or feeling worried or getting hypervigilant. Just check back with yourself and get more present in this moment. Make your list. Know that positive stress is still change, and change is hard. If you are having a difficult time, lean into that. If this feels wonderful, lean into that. It's okay to experience whatever you're experiencing in this moment. The most important thing is that you're present. The most important thing is that you recognize this as part of your growth and part of your story, instead of trying to check yourself and always make yourself behave or feel a certain way. It's okay if you're struggling, and it's okay if you're not. Lean into where you're at and lean into this new experience and new opportunity for growth and change in your life. I promise you, you're going to be okay. You deserve to live the life that you've been dreaming about. And that starts right now with this brand new positive stressor. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll be talking about stress for the next couple months, and you don't want to miss a thing. Bye, everyone.